So this is today's progress on the garden. This was the good end that I started with, and then this is the rest that I did. So I think that's pretty productive, and I also pruned a couple of those bushes because they were getting a bit gross and overgrown. And then this one over here is a hedge plant and it's the passion fruit. So next weekend I've got a garden arch that I'm going to build, which will go in this garden bed and into the other one that I'm going to train the passion fruit over so it's not so overgrown. So this weekend's projects, part one was the front yard. I've mowed, edged and trimmed the whole front yard. I've planted some seeds, so we've got pumpkin in the yellow, we've got beans in the blue, the black is zucchini, then we've got more beans in those four there, the yellow is cucumber, and then the other bit that I've still got to get done out the front to get it looking nice, which will be next weekend, is I've got a ton of cardboard lids from work, which I'm gonna place on each of the garden beds because I've sprayed the weeds that are growing in them as much as I can to try and kill them off. So then the cardboard will go down, and then I've got the wood chip to go down, so hopefully that'll make it look really nice and schmick. Then we come to the backyard where, don't know if I told you this or not, but the two passion fruit vines that were along this fence, I chopped them back completely the other week and took down the mesh and everything because it was starting to look ratty and old, just not great. So I cut them back. I finally got the two archways up, so they're there, so once this passion fruit starts to take off again, they can climb on the archway. The whole backyard also got mowed and edged, so that's looking pretty nice. What else did I do out here this weekend? This very back garden bed down here, I managed to put the frangipani trees in it the other weekend, but I got some extra stuff to put in that on the weekend, so that's all done. Some extra soil, some new plants. We've got sunflower seeds all along the back end of that. Then this garden bed here, I was gonna rip everything out, but it's still looking really healthy and really good, so I decided I'd leave that in. I was gonna put more sunflower seeds in, but I figured I've probably got enough of them in. We'll wait and see how it goes. But I got our tomato plants in this bed, so we've got 7 plants, and then between that bed and the start of the hedge we've got sunflower seeds. And then I did a little bit of a weed of the vegetable garden bed. Next weekend I'm gonna have a play with it because I've decided this big end bit is too wide, so I'm gonna take that out and all of the dirt will just fill in everything else. So that'll be a big job, but it'll be doable. And then once that's done, hopefully we can get started with planting some actual veggie seedlings and we'll be all good to go. I put a garden arch there for the choco to climb up. The wind is not agreeing with this garden arch for the other passion fruit, which I also trimmed, but I'll sort that out later. It doesn't need to be done now. It's not going to go anywhere, it's not going to hurt anyone, so that's okay. I think that's probably about it, but otherwise I think it's looking alright. So this is the front garden bed mulched. As you can see, this is what I meant by I didn't quite have enough mulch to finish the job, so I need another 1 to 2 bags, but I'll do that next weekend. But in the meantime, there's enough mulch there to keep everything that I put there as underlay down, and I definitely need to get some more if I want to do this side bed and these front beds. And this is the backyard a week on from what I did. So you can see here the difference with my having reconfigured this garden bed. It's a bit of a difference. So these flowers, the lettuce, the 2 parsleys there and the parsley next to the tomato, they were in the big bit of the bed, so I undug them and I'm hoping they come back. They're looking a little sad, but hopefully they will do well. Oh, and this, you can definitely see how misshapen. That was originally the trellis that was supposed to be here that I had to make shorter, but it'll still work. And then if we go down the back here, you can see how the new garden bed's going. Oh, but hold on. Oh, that's one of the flowers I put in. Oh, and check this, they've definitely all popped up. These are all the sunflower seeds I was telling you about. And then we've got the tomato seedlings, which are doing really well. So you've got 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's that 7th one that I think something ate. And then, here we go. This garden bed is looking really good. Oh, and we can see we've got some sunflower seeds popping up as well. So that's doing pretty good. And that's about it. And today's witchcraftery is lemon butter, freshly made, currently being sealed in jars in a water bath. But here's a jar of what it looks like that hasn't been sealed yet, but oh, I cannot wait to eat it. It's going to be delicious. Okay, so second video update of the day. So I've whippersnipped and edged all of the backyard, so that looks good. Not quite so much in jungle after I've done that. I cut that plant there back because the one up this end is looking so healthy after I did that the other week. That's that one there. Oh, I cut some of the world's strongest lemon scented geranium, and I've got a cutting there, and a cutting here. And then I've taken some cuttings of all of the different geraniums I've got, and I've lined them up all along the middle of the garden beds here, so that way they should establish and there's less vegetable garden bed, but it should look good. Oh, and I trimmed all of these hedges back so they weren't impeding on the walkway quite as much earlier. I think that's all I've done, and I think I'm going to go inside now because it's a bit hot, and if I stay out and do the lawn I'm going to end up sunburned. But that's what we've done today. Oh, and the other thing I did along with, you can see the geraniums in the bed there. I've also got the world's strongest lemon scented geranium there and there next to the choco. And we've also got, I did the same thing here next to that passion fruit. So I've got one there and one there. And then I've also got cuttings of the African daisy there and there. So hopefully they take off. Pete, I promised I'd give you a tour of their lounge room now. So obviously living and dining room. It's the fire that apparently I'd forgotten to tell you about. It's a bit of a new layout, but it works well. I think you can see everything in that. Yeah, that's probably about the only change. There's not been a huge amount of changes. So we have mowed and edged and whippersnipped, and it looks so much better. It may not have looked too bad before, but it always looks so much better when it's actually mown. So that's this weekend's bit done. I just need to cook some dinner and do some baking for Melbourne Cup tomorrow. And I'm pretty sure birds have been trying to nest in between that roof and that light fixture, because I saw a bird trying to fly up this morning. Oh, and look, I think they are. I don't know if you can see it in this, but there you go. You can sort of see the twigs and stuff. Bloody buggers. Suggestions on what I can put there to stop them from that without potentially accidentally electrocuting myself. please and thank you. That would explain why stuff like this keeps ending up in the carport. Annoying. So annoying. But otherwise, it's been a pretty productive weekend, and I think it all looks like it's neat and tidy. So check it. I've made meringue. We know it's nice and stiff because look, it's upside down and it's not going anywhere. It's not even budging. It's gonna go so good on a lemon meringue. Now, if we walk out here, my dahlias have come out in flower. They are beautiful. I've got so many flowers coming out in this side garden by the carport. The rest of it's looking a bit like a jungle, but it's doing all right. The nasturtium's gone wild again. Funniest thing with that though is if I try to grow a nasturtium, I can't do it. If I let it do its own thing, it grows. We've got some blackberries coming up on the thornless blackberry that's in the pot. So yummy. We're gonna jump over here. This has gone Burko. We've got the 3 frangipani trees in here, which are all actually doing really well. Mike, that's amazing. There's the one hidden in amongst there, you can see it there. And you've got that one there. Then the kangaroo paws are going nuts because we've got one here, one there, and there should be another one. Here we go. Hidden in amongst the sunflowers. But this garden bed has just taken off and it's crazy. The grass is also growing like crazy, but you know, nothing new there. The rest of the yard's looking a bit bleh. My dilapidated garden archway, I think it's going to get a full cut back, and I'll have to put a new arch there because it collapsed. So I think I need to finally bite the bullet and just admit this poor Banksia rose on the arch needs a ridiculously aggressive haircut because the archway is pretty much completely collapsed and I don't think I can save it. I don't think it's savable. I think it just needs a really aggressive haircut, and I think I need a stronger archway. I don't think there's really any ifs, ands, or maybes about it. But the rest of it's looking very nice because I mowed it yesterday and all of my flowers have come out. So much colour. I'm loving it. And the archway again. I think it's definitely collapsed. It's very much hanging to the right.